Good evening, folks. This is Michael Huddleston with a Pro Traders Club entry for September 11th, 2012. We're looking at the US dollar index, weekly chart on the left, 4-hour chart on the right. We were talking about this level in here being old highs, possible short-term support level, and we were bouncing around in this vicinity. We talked about how if we broke this level, that we would see most likely the 79.80, 79.70 level. And that was fulfilled today. We had further upside in the cable and fiber as anticipated as a result, but this level down here, the 79.40 level, that's the next downside objective. I would look to see if we look any further from where we're at right now, this level 79.40, and then obviously these old lows down here as well. So 78.60 and 79.40, those levels are to watch on the dollar index. Again, short-term resistance in here comes in around 80.20, 80.50, and 80.80, and obviously 81 figure. And looks like we still have a little bit to go in terms of downside up, although we have had some rather accelerated downside movement. I do suspect if we do drop in here, we would probably most likely get a bounce of some magnitude around the 79.40 level. Okay, so we may get down to that level and then try to retrace back up to this area in here. Now, should price get back up to that point, may in fact find it as a short-term resistance level. So again, around that 80.20 level, that's one to watch. Let's take a look at the fiber real quick. Okay guys, we're looking at the fibers as a 5-minute chart on the right hand side and the daily on the left. I have the higher time frame magnified a little bit more, so you can see, actually not magnified, zoomed out a little bit, so you can see where the optimal trade entry box based on that higher time frame swing that we posted a chart on in the thread on Baby Pips. By looking at the upside in here, if we do get further upside expansion on daily, we could see as much as 130 and a 130.10 on the upside. Levels to watch for short-term support would be 127.50 in here, and 126.80, and obviously 127 full figure. But above where we're at in here, the 129 figure, 129.20, roughly the sweet spot, and then all the institutional levels that we monitor, the 20s, 50s, and 80s in between here, and the 130 level. Let's talk about what happened today in the fiber. We had Asian range in here. Price traded up out of the Asian range and then pulled back down inside of the Asian range. Okay, so we had this larger consolidation after a run up. Okay, so we had first price leg up, consolidation, optimal trade entry inside of the Asian range. And you'll note that when we're in a buy program or bullish overall in a higher time frame, we always look for that Asian range high as a buffer or filter for our entries, so that we have to be at or below this price point at a kill zone. Okay, so we have the New York Open kill zone in here, and we have obviously price come down into optimal trade entry. He had overshot the 79% retracement level just by a little bit, but convergence with that 127.80 institutional level, very handsome opportunity to get long and run up to 128.60 level. So we have essentially taken out Friday's high, as we were hinting at yesterday in the Pro Traders Club. The range that we're working within right now presently is in here. So we could dip down to the 127.92 or 128 full figure. If we dip down to that, we can still maintain the overall bullishness on the short-term 5-minute chart. Let's take a look at the cable. Okay, folks, there it is. We've been looking for this for many weeks now. We talked about how price was going to eventually try to reach for these particular price levels. We saw that unfold last week in the trading so far this week. It doesn't mean that we can't see further upside, obviously. It's not limited to just these particular price levels. I just happen to be aiming for that 160.80 level. This is a higher time frame optimal trade entry, 79% retracement level. Just go back to the old weekly reviews that's been posted in the Millionaire Traders Guild thread on Baby Pips, and you'll see all these levels obviously delineated in advance back in here before it even got up to that point. So I had a long down here from earlier in July with a limit order of 160.80, which was triggered today. So a rather significant price move here. I was going to cover the actual details tonight, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to elect to use this Friday's teaching session. We'll go over this whole price structure, and we'll break it down from top to bottom, so you can see what took place. Just for summary for today, let's talk about what happened intraday, and we'll close this edition of the Pro Traders Club. We have Asian range in here. Okay, price trades up out of the Asian range, then pulls back down inside of that same Asian range. We can use this swing in here. Optimal trade entry comes in at 160.08. Okay, so essentially the full figure 160. Okay, so getting long in this area here. Again, this is the London Open kill zone. Upside objectives: if you were just simply taking short-term trades and you weren't positioned long-term, as I was in the cable, you could use this scenario. And again, it's nothing new. We've discussed this, in other videos and other examples. Okay, your low to high, which is essentially the same high over here as well. And once we broke out, we have the 162 extension nailing the high of today. Looking at average daily range, we have an average daily range of 73 pips, and today we had about 92 pips, so we're just a little bit above the average that we're looking for today's trading. That's not the same that yesterday was the same, but looking at what price has done so far in here, it looks like we are consolidating, setting up a nice Asian range setup. Me personally, I just I wouldn't chase it anymore. That's simply because I'm biased now. I've been able to capture the low here, and what we have essentially traded to today was the high. I think it only traded up to 82, or in this feed it was 83, 160.83. So that's not bad, being 3 pips away from the actual high. So that's how significant these institutional levels. We watched the 80s, 20s, 50s, and full figures in line with the higher time frame premise, and just simply just waiting for your higher time frame directional premise to unfold, and you allow for all this price action. So it's very difficult to hold on to if you talk about it every single day. Best thing to do is just have the trade set up and just let it run, and just do your short-term scalping intraday between the major points of your entry and then anticipated exit. So that's pretty much it. Nice solid little setups today on both fiber and cable, handsomely rewarding those that were participating. 15:45 GMT, obviously making the high here, so 15 to 1600 GMT profit taking hour once again came into effect. It's really nice to see the technicals coming in line again, and it's typical of the fall months where everyone comes back from their long summer doldrums. So hopefully we'll have fund managers and the big institutions push them price around a lot, and we'll have some rather handsome setups. Maybe next week we'll have equal, if not better, price swings, maybe even to the downside, guys. So with that, guys, I wish you good luck and good trading.